Good morning, teacher Robert Matos. My name is Francis Brito Rosario. Hello, students, classmates, everybody there at the group. I'm going to say something about my part of the what I learned about the charter in the charter 2 and about the acquisition, where I think the acquisition is a process by which we are able to develop and learn a language. This generally includes thinking, listening, writing, and overall communication. Because every time we receive piece of information, structured in a theoretical set, organized in some way, we are acquiring knowledge. Information is a power. As long as we are able to organize and structure it correctly, so that is useful to us when it comes to relating to ourselves and our environment. When the information getting into us in the environment, that's very important. According to the psychology, Robert Gagne, the main function of the acquisition of knowledge, the learning of a certain subject required that we have a previous knowledge. That's why when we have a previous knowledge, for example, when you are in some institute, you start studying English, you are getting knowledge, you are, for example, at the fourth grade, you can speak English, but before you start, you go to the institute, you need to learn the personal pronoun, the verb, the preposition, the conjunction, different things. When you gather everything in your mind, you have to create, because the grammar is the structure of the sentence. Then when you start everything, when you know everything, and you are at the university, you immediately, you are going to getting skill, to increase your knowledge, because you are in a high level when you are at university. That's why we are in that subject, acquisition, the foreign language. That's why we need to study. We need we need to get ready to prepare for the future, and never get nervous, because we are here. In the mind, we need to spread our knowledge and never get nervous. That's why, as I told you, according to the psychology, Robert Gagne, the main function of the acquisition of knowledge, the learning of certain subject require that we have some previous knowledge that serve to set up, to strengthen the new learning. They are useful to develop in our daily life in practical way. We need to practice every day, to put in practice everything. When the teacher said, do some homework and practice and be prepared for the exam, for the quiz, something like that, we need to prepare to be ready. And that's why, as I told you, the most educated people with a high level of knowledge tend to have a greater facility to resolve the conflict and succeed on a day-to-day basis. They serve us as a vehicle for our thought to pass through. Remember, we need to have a habit of study. We need to practice, because if you practice, you will learn English perfectly. You can speak with articulation, with good pronunciation, good accent. And remember, translate is different to interpret. But we need to focus on every step we do. We have to do correctly, because that's why you will be a teacher in the future. We are here to be the teacher. Maybe you will be a teacher, maybe you don't want to be a teacher. But I think I'm gonna be a teacher, because I think I have the capacity to be a teacher. Because when the teacher said, you need to read all the reading about the chapter 1, for example, chapter 2, read every one, because when you start the class, you need to be ready to respond about everything we are talking about. And that's why What is the language acquisition of what is the acquisition of a language? Where language acquisition is a process by which humans acquire the capacity to perceive and comprehend language. In other words, gain the ability to be aware of language and to understand it, as well as to produce and use words in sentence to communicate it. You need to put the right word or conjunction or preposition, you need to match, combine, because, the English, you have to link to uni the word. That's why American, in the United States, people speak English correctly. They uni the words. They don't be afraid. I remember in American, there is a slang, but you need to prepare. You need to learn everything in English because you don't know how the other people have which question the person is gonna ask you. You don't know, and that's why factors that affect the acquisition of a language. There are many connecting factors that affect language learning. Among the connecting factors, there are memory, attention. You need to be attention, awareness, forgetting, and context or environment in which the learning process takes place. Memory plays a part in bringing about the higher or lower level of a language mastery. When the teacher is talking, you need to pay attention. We need everybody to be quiet, to pay attention what the teacher said clearly. To pay attention is more important. If you don't pay attention, that affects the acquisition. You need to study clear, to speak clear, to develop every project or something or homework the teacher say, to get the ability to be much better in the future. That's my part. Thank you everyone. Bye-bye.